Well, hello, my paranormal peeps, and welcome back to another Deep Woods Paranormal podcast. My name is Matt Harvey. I am the founder and lead investigator with Deep Woods Paranormal. My wife and I, along with others, investigate everything paranormal in nature. Every week, we will discuss everything from creepy haunted locations to ghosts to Bigfoot, UFOs, Dogman, and other cryptid creatures, and explore all things paranormal in nature. Hey guys, so the video you're seeing behind me is actually from the Sam Houston National Forest. This is actually from Exploring the Unknown with Matt and Amanda. That's Amanda down in the right corner. I'm kind of off screen right now. Whoa. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That's my friend David behind the tree there, doing a tree knock and seeing if we could get any kind of response. And we actually did. And you guys will see that in the show when it finally comes out, if it ever comes out. But anyways, we want to kind of talk about the different questions I get regarding Bigfoot and Dogman, because I get a lot of them. People ask me, what the differences are. Are they the same? Are they the same breed, but they just look different? Is Dogman actually a Bigfoot? There's just a lot of questions. So as I'm talking, you guys can sit here and watch behind us. I think something happens right between these trees. And the reason you can actually see, to be honest with you, is because I'm using an IR flashlight to spotlight into that area. And we were doing all kinds of calls and stuff. And we did hear something. But yeah, a lot of crazy things happened that night. David went to go hit a tree, and the baseball bat I had just went, it just exploded into multiple pieces. We were laughing so hard, it wasn't even funny. But anyways, and then afterwards, I have some information I want to share with you guys regarding some upcoming events and stuff that we're doing. So, like I said before, are Dogman and Bigfoot the same species? I don't really think that they are. I think that they're a separate species that have been around for a while. If you look at hieroglyphs, my friend is a dogman researcher, and it was really interesting to hear him talk about this. His name's Kenny. If you haven't been over his podcast, I'll have to put a link down below to his podcast. I was just on his podcast this weekend, talking about it, but talking about Bigfoot and Dogman and stuff like that. So, but basically, I think maybe Dogman could be um, have been around for as long as Bigfoot. I think they both have been around for a very long time. And I don't know where the species came from. I think part of me thinks that maybe they are some kind of humanoid entity, some species of human that maybe didn't fully evolve from ape to human. There actually was just another species found recently that my friend David was talking about that was very interesting to me. And he was talking about the fact that these things could start fires and other stuff. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can uh, find what in the text message where he was asking me about that. Hold on a second. Just bear with me. Anyways, I should have done this beforehand. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here we go. The Billy Ape. If you guys are welcome to look that up and check that out for yourself. But supposedly they're more like a Bigfoot. And I don't think they're in the United States. I think they're in South America, believe it or not. But they stand between 6 and 8 feet tall. The male does, the dominant male. They sleep on the ground. The dominant males, two or three of them sleep on the ground. They hunt lions. Maybe they're in Africa, but they hunt lions. And essentially, I think there might be in the Congo or something. I have to go back and do my research on that. We'll talk about those guys maybe on the next podcast or something. But anyways, this is why you never walk in front of the camera because you blind the camera. Anyways, so what you're seeing, the reason it looks white behind me and spotlighted is IR, even though it's green, it shows up or shows up as red. If you look at it with your own eyes, it will show up as greenish gray on the camera. So if you've never seen infrared before, this is in the pitch black, the video behind me. And essentially, like I said, we're in the big thicket down in the Sam Houston National Forest, shooting for Exploring the Unknown with Matt and Amanda, which will be a YouTube and Rumble channel thing that Amanda and I are going to be doing. We're doing our own production. And so, if you guys are interested in that, we did everything from Bigfoot to UFO to ghosts, Dogman, cryptids, anything paranormal nature, kind of like our podcast. So, anyways, getting back to these things, they can start fires. They can kill. Well, they can kill humans too, but they can also do all kinds of crazy things. They can start fires. They make nests. They do all kinds of things, and they stand between 6 and 8 feet tall. They make the screams that the possible Bigfoots do. So it's just interesting to me. This is an unknown, basically they were unknown until about 6 or 8 years ago. And so these things are walking around upright like humans, but they're covered in fur. They look more like a gorilla, a giant gorilla, and stuff like that. So does that give credibility to Bigfoot's being something that could possibly be real? And I think so. I mean, I think they're just an unknown um, kind of ape or human ape species or something. They could even be Gigantopithecus. But I don't know what Dogman. I know where Dogman would come from. Maybe humans again evolved in a different way. Um, maybe I don't know. Maybe the DNA took us more like a wolf type species. If you look around, there's a lot of Dogman reports all around the world, actually. And Bigfoot is the same thing. There's Bigfoot like creatures that are known all over the world. So, uh, to kind of wrap up that answer, um, I don't think they're the same species, but you never know. I mean, right now there's so much missing information that we just haven't been able to put all the pieces together and come forward and show you guys that, hey, here's DNA, here's a hair sample, here's a skin sample, here's a tooth, here's a saliva sample, here's a body, here's a this, that, and the other thing, that would make it concrete, that we would actually need to have to fully present this as being not only a real entity, but also being whatever species is going to be. There's just so much more research that needs to happen. I know there's a lot of enthusiasts like me that are out there doing the research and trying to document these things, but we need more and stuff like that. And also, we kind of need Big Brother to kind of step out of the way, but that'll probably never happen. Anyways, are Dogman more dangerous than Bigfoots? Um, I've heard Bigfoots can be really, really aggressive as well. If you look at gorilla behavior, sometimes they can be extremely. Um, we must have just seen something. We're changing the camera angles to look for it. I think we heard. I think we heard at this point in the video. I think we heard something that caught our attention, and we're looking around to see what it was. See if we catch any eye shine. But you'll see more. You'll see more of this in the show. This was really interesting. We had a lot of interesting, like we had some knocks, and then we had some like sounds. I'll say, not howls or screams, but just sounds that were interesting. And then we thought we saw something come down close. And then if you watch the video all the way through, you'll see David go chase after it for us and stuff like that. But anyways, I do think that both of them can be dangerous. I think that they both can be aggressive towards humans. I don't want to talk about anybody else's experiences, but I have talked to witnesses that have had very close encounters. I've had a really close encounter with Bigfoot. I mean, I've been like a foot or two away from one, and I've had lots of encounters with Bigfoots. Never have I ever been threatened, my life threatened. Um, and I've had, like I said, I've had extremely close encounters. Now I've been chased out of locations. Black Star Cane, the last time I ever saw one, It was a very, very close encounter, and it chased me out. Basically, well, I want to say, I didn't want to say it or he or they, but the Bigfoots chased me out that night, and then after that, things were not as comfortable as they were before. I was never comfortable, fully comfortable being up there alone, and it took me several months to go back up there. But a friend of mine actually had an encounter, and one of these days we'll have to have him on here to talk about his encounter. I don't want to give out any information for him, but he had a very close encounter where it basically chased the dog man chased him out of an area and stuff like that. Um, yeah, some people say, are Bigfoots guarding a location? Are they guarding something? I think more or less, in my situation at least, they might have been um, essentially just hunting, and they didn't want me in their area, so they essentially pushed me out. Maybe I interrupted a hunt or something. I'm pretty sure it was because I left a trail cam down in the area, and I caught them on camera multiple days. And if you want to see that, I've put up those videos of those before. Um, but essentially, yeah, I think I upset them. Let's put it that way. And so they weren't very happy that I was there because before I had lots of encounters, daytime, nighttime. I would see them. They'd walk out into the clearing, show themselves. It was no big deal. But after that, it was more they would stay behind a tree, but you could feel their presence, and you could feel that they were angry with me. So it just never really, I never really got back to the point where I was comfortable with them after that. Anyways, so you have the missing 411 cases and stuff like that, and people credit Bigfoots and Dogman to taking kids and taking hikers and all that stuff. I'm not so sure that's um, Bigfoots and Dogman that are doing that. There might be other things going on as well that are happening with those people that go missing. Now, I'm not going to say that it hasn't happened before, where a Bigfoot or a Dogman hasn't injured or killed a human or taken them or whatever. There's reports of Dogman taking people and back to their lairs and basically eating them and stuff like that. People finding the bodies and stuff. But again, you can listen to Kenny's podcast for more information about that. He does a lot of talking about that stuff. So, and there's a lot of reports of different things here in Texas too, of a couple of people being attacked by Dogman. So I think they can honestly be equally aggressive. I think they can honestly both be equally as dangerous. But I don't think that either one of them is more dangerous than the other. Um, and there's stories of people being guarded by Bigfoots against Dogman too. So, if that's something you guys are interested in, comment down below. What are your thoughts on Bigfoot versus Dogman? Are Dogman bad and Bigfoot's good? Or, maybe you've had an encounter with a Dogman or Bigfoot that was aggressive. I would love to hear about it. You can be Raymond anonymous. I don't care. Send me an email. All my information is down below in the comments down below the comments in the description down below for you guys, so you guys can look that stuff up. But anyways, do I think that the government created Dogman and Bigfoot? No, I don't. Again, I think that they're some kind of entities that have been around for a long time, maybe even longer than man, modern day man. They may have been here for a long time. I mean, you hear about the Indians that have had encounters with Bigfoots. And then if you go back to the ancient Egyptians with their hieroglyphs, they have um, different pictures of dogman-like creatures with all the costumes and stuff on. So who knows where the origins of Dogman came from? It's something that we need to explore further. And again, if you have information on that or you would like to comment on about that, please do comment down below. Tell us what your thoughts are. So, anyways, do I think the government created? Okay, how long have I been researching Bigfoot? I started, God, 2011, 2010, something like that. I had Bigfoot experiences before that when I was doing ghost hunting at Black Star Canyon, but I had never really searched for them. I didn't even believe in Bigfoot, to be honest with you. I just thought they were some kind of story parents told to get their kids in before dark. But I'm pretty sure I know they're real now. I'm a knower. But as I always say, because we have people that are on all sides of the fence on this, um, listening and watching, you have to make up your own mind. You have to choose. This channel is not about telling you whether to believe or not believe. This channel is basically about letting you decide. We present whatever, and you can make up your own mind. We say you have to have your own encounter with a Bigfoot or whatever it is before you believe. And even if you're a believer, you should still try and go out and have your own experience, where you can say it couldn't be anything else but. Okay, so do Dogman and Bigfoot occupy the same areas? I believe that they do. Uh, Pardon me, I've got to fix my hearing aid. It's squeaking and squalling and all that stuff, and the mic might pick that up, so I don't want you guys to have to hear that. Anyways, so I believe that they do. I mean, when we've been out Bigfoot researching and we've played coyote calls, we've got coyote calls back. But what if that's not a coyote? What if that's a dogman responding? What if coyote dogmans also make the same calls as coyotes? What if they and Bigfoots are out? Maybe they hunt together. Maybe they hunt in the same areas, and they're listening for those tree knocks, and they're listening for the screams, and maybe they move into that area to maybe steal a Bigfoot's deer or whatever they might be hunting. Um, a lot of people say that they've had experiences with Bigfoot, and then they also see Dogman in the same areas. So it's definitely possible for them to occupy the same areas. If they are eating the same kind of food sources, they're needing the same kind of cover, the forest and stuff like that. And who knows what else they're doing. But again, that's just something that we're researching and trying to find out more about. So again, it's part of the research. It's part of getting out into the field and doing the research so you can start to answer these questions. Like again, I mean, have you seen a Bigfoot and a Dogman in the same area? Comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And then last but not least, do Bigfoots and Dogman can't talk. Do Bigfoots and Dogman migrate? I do believe they do. I would imagine they probably follow the deer, at least in here in Texas. And I've seen different shows. I'm not going to name what shows they are because I don't want to get a copyright issue. But or they're chasing the Bigfoots through different states and stuff like that. Um, Now I believe that there are some that are home bodies where they don't move. I believe that Bigfoots have some of them have like a home base, and maybe the males migrate. Maybe they go looking for food and bring it back. I've always thought that the juveniles, when they get big enough to, um, when they get manly enough, big enough, and manly enough to challenge the dominant male, they are sent away to another group, excuse me, are sent out on their own to find a mate or whatever and start their own colony and start another, family of Bigfoots. Um, I don't know if Dogman do the same thing. I've heard that they do run in packs. I believe Bigfoots also run in packs because I've seen multiples in one area before, and I've heard from multiple witnesses they've seen the same thing. A lot of the time, like if you're up on an elevation and you're able to see them down below, you'll see them sitting in circles and kind of like they're having a conversation, a family conversation. Maybe they're planning their hunt or whatever they're doing in whatever language they speak. Oh, did you see the eye shine back here? There's eye shine right by that tree. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, I do believe that they must migrate some. I also believe that there are pupping grounds, and where there's basically the moms stay with the babies till they're a certain age, and then they probably go out with the males and they go probably migrate and hunt. But I do think they have places that they come back to. I think they continually are in the same spot or close to the same spot. Deer don't always migrate very far. So, I mean, they're not moving from state to state to state sometimes. Deer will tend to be in the same area. I mean, we investigated Joe's camp for almost 4 years, and we would go up there from January to December every year. We'd go up at least once a month if we could. If we try to get up there more, because he literally had Bigfoots literally right on his property. They would come through his property and and stuff like that. I'm not going to go into Joe's camp too much because I've talked about it a lot in the past. But I mean, he literally had all shapes and sizes of Bigfoots. We saw a tan one, we saw a brown one, we saw a black one, we saw a blonde one. We didn't see a gray one, but I think as they get older, they kind of lose their pigment. They also may lose their fur on their heads like we do, like Mr. Bald here. But yeah, because we've seen the one that we caught on trail cam with a real coned head that looked like Krusty the Clown with a long hair on the side. The top of the head was bald. So, anyways, yeah, that basically kind of wraps up the questions you guys were asking me. I've had a lot of people actually come up and ask me these questions too. I have a lot of people. I meet a lot of people all the time now that come up to me and introduce themselves and tell me about their experiences, and it's really fun to talk to you guys. So I appreciate you guys, and for all our new listeners, if you're in the Texas area in the Bryan College Station area, and you happen to see our truck, or if we're out roaming around Texas, don't be afraid to walk up to us and shake our hand and say hi and stuff like that, and tell us about your Bigfoot encounter, and because we'd love to hear about it. We're always dropping pins on a map and trying to find new locations that we don't know about, especially here in the Brazos Valley. Because I'm starting to hear more and more stories from the Brazos Valley, and most of them are recent. So I don't know if Bigfoots are moving back into our area. Maybe they're getting overpopulated in East Texas and they're pushing back out towards Central Texas here. I don't know what's going on, but there's still plenty of forest out here, still plenty of cover, lots and lots of Tinkerbell. No, it's Tinkerbell. Lots and lots of deer and other animals to eat. We got the Brazos River. We got all these rivers and these creeks and streams in our area for them to drink out of. And so, I mean, it's still a perfect area. It's not as thick as East Texas is, but we still have reports over here. All right, guys. So, I need to do a little bit of bookkeeping here. We're going to be investigating at the Cat Cafe out in I'm just brain farting. Huntsville later beginning next month. I'm going to be doing a couple weekend investigations out there. If you're interested in coming and joining us um, for a event at the Cat Cafe, there's a link down below the description that you can click on. And if you're here in Texas, um, you're welcome to sign up for that. Um, I think they're filling those spots up pretty fast, so that may not be available for very long. But if October does pretty well, we might be able to talk them into maybe doing, future events at the Cat Cafe. I know we'll be doing another Bigfoot conference at the Cat Cafe where people can come after hours and sit down with us, and we'll do a whole presentation about Bigfoot and stuff like that. And you guys can ask your questions and stuff like that, and then go from there. So, um, we'll also be wrapping up our investigation at the antique store in Navasota. That's going to be happening next month. We'll be doing a live. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do it on Halloween night, but we'll be doing it on November 1st, and I'll put it on here on our YouTube channel and a Rumble channel. I'm going to try and set this up but we'll be live on November 1st at around 10 p.m. Central Time, Texas time, for a Halloween special. We'll probably be doing 2 or 3 hours. We'll be walking around. I don't know if I'm going to be on YouTube or Amanda's going to be on YouTube, and one of us will be on YouTube, one of us will be on Rumble. So you'll actually be getting two different, um, kind of people talking about different things. I don't know if we're going to separate out. Maybe she's going to be in one area and I'm going to be in another. But we're going to basically do an investigation. The last time we were there, about 2 weeks ago, we had quite an experience there. If you don't know about the antique store, I kind of talked about it. What was it, last week? So yeah, just an awesome place. You get lots of attachments and stuff like that, and then also you have the um, it's the tuberculosis, no, not the yellow fever. They had bodies. They basically made a makeshift morgue in one of the back of in the back of the building back in the late 1800s, early 1900s for people who died with basically the yellow fever. And we communicated with some of them, some of the entities that died from the yellow fever that were basically um, at the back of the building there. So anyway, sorry about that. I kind of lost my train of thought. Dogs kind of distracted me. But yeah, it was a cool investigation. We're gonna be wrapping it up, I think, next weekend, and then we'll have the live from there on the first, and that'll be it. So, anyways, guys, thank you guys for listening to me ramble on forever. And from here on out, I think what I'm going to try and do is do 2 or 3 podcasts a week, but they're going to be shorter. I'm going to try and keep them to 10 to 15 minutes. I don't know how long this one is. We're almost at half an hour now. So, and then we'll just talk about specific things. I'm probably going to do a whole thing with Raggedy Andy on the next podcast. We're also going to have more guests come back on. I know Laura is going to come back on and continue her series on UFOs and talking about her experiences with being abducted. And then we're going to have an author on who's going to be talking about um, oh my gosh, I'm brain farting terribly today. Sorry about that. He's going to be talking about different paranormal activity as well, and we'll go from there. So, anyways, a couple cool guests coming on, and then we're going to wrap up our investigation at the Circle P and do a live from there, so you guys can watch us. And then don't forget to check out the link down below if you're here in Texas for the Cat Cafe event. And we'll talk to you guys on the next one.